Welcome to our new site. We've had a facelift that couldn't have happened without a lot of people's hard work and creativity. The most creative being the About Us page. You've got to check it out. Did you catch that mask coming down on your smartphone? Or did you film your local eScout regatta? Send it on in. We are making a whole section of our website dedicated to user content and holding contests where you can win actual prizes. Rides on the film boat, gear, lots of other toys and gadgets. So send your submissions to Ashley at t2p.tv as an original or as a YouTube link. Submissions must be under 4 minutes and contain no copyrighted music. Summer in Newport for T2P and thousands of sailors is about to commence with the New York Yacht Club's big events.
There is perhaps no better way to celebrate sailing this summer on the East Coast than at the New York Yacht Club with two premier world-class regattas. The New York Yacht Club Annual Regatta and the New York Yacht Club Race Week at Newport, both presented by Rolex. Widely considered the grandfather of all yacht clubs in the U.S., the New York Yacht Club puts on quite a show. With support from Rolex, each regatta will be a grand affair. Since 1845, the annual regatta has been a tradition that dates back to the year after the club's inception. The three-day event is the oldest and longest-running regatta in America, and much like the boats competing, it has evolved a great deal.
We first came to Newport to sail it in 1901. It's only been disrupted by wars, and today it constitutes one of the very major sailing events in the country. It is our past and our present. It is our tradition, and we draw the highest level of competition. We're able to sail in this environment, Newport, in some of the greatest conditions anywhere.
In 1998, the club created the New York Yacht Club Race Week at Newport. Now in its 8th biennial edition, the regatta has become a favorite of sailors due largely to the 2-weekend, 3-part format. This year, a mix of up to 200 modern racing machines and sleek classic yachts will converge on Narragansett Bay and Rhode Island Sound for a total of 7 racing days and spectacular evening festivities.
Every time I come back to Newport after sailboat racing around the world, you realize how great this place is.
It's an absolute joy being a part of it. I know the club goes to great lengths to make us feel welcome here.
I think they do a fabulous job, and they've got the best venue in the world.
And we love it here. The weather's always great. The event's well run. The parties are fun.
Sailing Newport is fantastic. It's definitely the best sailing town.
And this facility here, Harbor Court, the yacht club, the passion, and the facility, how does it get any better than this?
Mark your calendars for the New York Yacht Club Annual Regatta, June 8 through 10, and the New York Yacht Club Race Week at Newport, July 14 through 22, 2012.
When performance counts, the choice is clear. North Sails, better by design.
Still trying to sort the mess out of there. This time behind, the jib is stuck up, comes tumbling down. They still have a lot more challenge just to complete this race.
T2P has been around the block a few times and been very impressed by some of the boat titling abilities out there. Here are some of the best ones.
Here's a boat that wins our Best Boat Name Award, the Big Butt Boat.
Melgus 24 Dirty White Boy is
the best part. The name of this boat is Not Responsible, and they haven't spun any circles yet. Go Dog Go is Slow Dog Slow. Team Cafe Guru started. You know Hot Flash is over early. Only one victim on the start this time, coincidentally named Duck and Cover. So a wet spinnaker for Stray Dog. Now, if you were number 45 Trophy Wife, I think I'd hit the next two, Kingfisher and Whistling Gopher. Who's Your Daddy's the name of the boat, and all 3 of these girls, folks, are pregnant, believe it or not. It's Dr. Evil, but also boat drinks. The Donkey Jack showing why they are to windward of Brian Jones's Problem Child, a perfect mark rounding for Snagglefoot. Team Sundog sets as well, and Dogs Playing Pool takes 3rd.
Ever since the invention of the hammer, humankind has been building contraptions to bring us higher and faster. Willing to put their own lives at risk, inventors are needed in our society to bring our species to new heights. The smart ones looked at animals to see how they were able to harness the power of the wind. Birds were a prime target for observation, and rightfully so. Their wings give them both propulsion and lift. When the flapping thing didn't work out so well, inventors came up with a whole new way to propel: rockets. In the sailing world, sails create the same type of lift, but we are still trying to evolve to go faster and higher, though sometimes doing both at the same time isn't the best way to go. Kiteboarding erupted on the scene a few years back, but now people are attaching to kites two other floating apparatuses, including boats. Most are just converted power boats or boats they took the mast off of, but some are built just for this kite boating purpose. And as with cars that are amphibians, some kite boats are the same, which helps with launching and landing.
Already some excitement for the big boats who are on the starting line. J105s are off the line next, and this time the pin end looks strong. And Monkey Dust goes back. Florida Knights, Night Series, and as they cross to take the Garnet Barrage.
Right here in the T2P backyard, the races that started it all for this production company are in full swing for 2012. The Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday night races see the entire town leaving by boat from any aperture they can find. If you go away to any regatta and see the Annapolitans of the fleet leaving their competitors in the dust in light air, it's because of Annapolitan evenings. Just wait though, now that I've said that, it's gonna crank next week. I love watching Sebastian Destremo tell me what is going on in the world. His reach knows no boundaries in scope or score. Wherever there is wind-powered sport, there is desktop news. Sperry Topsider Charleston Race Week 2012 is the fastest growing regatta in the country. With over 250 vessels here this year, it's proving to attract the bigger boats as well. The Charleston Harbor Resort and Marina offers the competitors a unique ability to entertain spectators on shore with surprises like the arrival of the America's Cup, which is making its way around the country, flying first class as we speak. The 3 days of racing looked a bit different from last year. The convergence of the Ashley and Cooper River mixed with the light air was most noticeable around things that were anchored, like starting lines and mark roundings.
The wind has shifted. It's a cross-current start. That's going to make for some entertaining roundings, but here's why: that ebb tide is ripping. And here come some starboard tackers. X-ray is up. T3. The X flag is up. We're going to try that again with the general recall.
The race committee had to keep on their toes, and like prima ballerinas, they got in plenty of racing for the 17 fleets of boats. The leaderboards changed every day for most of the classes as visitors learned from the locals how to tame the raging rivers. Consistency and cool tempers added up to victories for George Segalaris' Shockwave in IRC, the biggest boat in the regatta. Bob and Sandy Butler aboard Perf A Carbonado, Bob Moran's Perf B Ragin, who also won the J111 subclass and the trophy for the most competitive class. Emotion in Perf C, Latrage in Perf D, in Perf E, Bandit, Perf F, Seafest, Perf G, Been Around, Alexandria in the cruising class, and for the Tartan 10s, Team Eyeball. Moving inshore, our victors were Ultimate 20 Dream Killer, J24 USA 5448, J22 Greg Fisher aboard USA 1586, who also won for the most competitive one design class. Kix kicked some J80 Transom. Argo in the biggest fleet out there, the 40-strong Viper 640 class. The Melgus 20 saw several lead changes, but Russell Lucas's Shimmer took the cake. And in the Melgus 24 class, every race was a Lane Gulari controversy. Gulari proved the most adapted to the variable conditions, though, and claimed victory. As the sun sets on 2012 Sperry Topsider Charleston Race Week, we congratulate all of the competitors and winners. For T2P TV, this is Ashley Love.
You're watching T2P TV.